Ciara thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to say what I mean.
That wasn't girlfriend energy. It was controlling spirit.
Maybe she wanted to push him in front of a national audience because the nigga is slacking.
He don't want to move too fast, okay? He's just trying to take it slow. One day at a time. Listen. Okay?
For those of y'all who didn't catch my drift here, mind your business. You know who took your advice, but I guess before you gave it, Jay? Ciara, right? Ciara thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to say what I mean. Because Jim Jones was sitting there, right? The BT Awards game, right? He minded his good, clean business, handling his business in the interview down press row. And here comes Ciara, married with 5 children. You Ciara's prayer. Oh my God, Russell, whatever the fuck, thought it was cool for her to just get it off her chest to try to talk about what he should be doing with his longtime boo, Chrissy Lampkin, I think her name is, right? Chrissy Lampkin. Mm-hmm. But anyway, like she was gushing, oh my God, you should do, the spirit told me to do this. Now, some people felt some type of way, felt like she was out of pocket for what she was doing, right? And some people like, oh my God, she must be so close with a friend. Oh my God, the spirit spoke through her, right? So what are y'all thoughts in regards to not only her interrupting his time, right, to just talk about her shit, right, but into their business, but it does bring a larger question, like people be feeling real comfortable to be all up in your business. You be at the barbecue or family function, girl, when you gonna have a baby? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you trying to get pregnant anytime soon? When you gonna bring home a girlfriend or a wife or something? Like, come on, man. So what are y'all thoughts in regards to what the fuck she did and how out of pocket she was, and how out of and are people out of pocket for when they do these things? What are y'all thoughts?
That wasn't girlfriend energy. That was it was controlling spirit. That's what it was. We know what kind of spirit it was. The spirit that spoke, it was sister controlling spirit. And it spoke up and got a whole lot of pocket into somebody else's situation. This man was minding his own business. He was actually doing his job. He's like a public figure. He's supposed to be doing interviews. She is interrupting his hustle to discuss his personal life that has nothing to do with her. And matter of fact, if they've been together this long and it's been working, why are you all of a sudden chirping up? Let these people find their path. They made it this long in their relationship and they didn't need you coaching. Now you coaching here on TV. I mean, who's clout chasing now, right? So I think, and which begs the question: when people push you to marry, it is being judgy. You know what I'm saying? When they're like, yo, when y'all gonna get married? Listen, Nick, when I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? When I come out, you gonna chip in on this? When I get my money and my time right. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got the destination I'm playing, when I have it lined up, right? Can we normalize not giving relationship advice to people who didn't ask you for it? How about that? Let's normalize that. Everybody want to be a relationship coach from the passenger seat. And it's a problem. It's a problem. I'm gonna land with this. I would tell Ciara, I'm gonna tell the rest of y'all, some of y'all need to marry your own business. Don't mind it, marry it. Go ahead.
That was a bar, Jay. I see you. Let that breathe. Let that bitch breathe.
Yeah. Is it okay if I just tap in and bust that bubble right quick? Because I get what you're saying, right? I think the whole principle of putting your nose at other people's business, especially when it's your female friend and their relationship, is always problematic. Let me start there. But let's just be clear. Maybe she wanted to push him in front of a national audience because the nigga is slacking. You've been here for 21 years with this lady. This lady has dealt with your mother on TV shows where your mother has talked about her to the ground. Your siblings have tried to fight her. Your people have disrespected her. Your managers have tried to fight her, right? So at some point, let's just say she is content, and that's my sister girl. But after 21 years of you dragging her over whatever coals, breakups and makeups and all the things all over again, and you have this nice little birthday party, but this woman has proposed to you in front of millions of people, and we're still here 12, 15 years later engaged. Now, do I think Ciara used the right time? No. But do I get the impact of her audience? Yes, because Jim Jones did come out and release a statement saying that she should mind her business, essentially. But did it get the attention of him to make him say something? Maybe it was, it was accomplished. She did what she had to do. 21 years, though. What are we waiting for, Chrissy? She should have been telling her girl, Chrissy, why are you still with him, Chrissy?
Why don't she just Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Apparently, they had 21 years of stuff they need to work out. How about that? Go ahead.
Apparently, he's a fuck boy and has no intention of getting married.
Yeah, listen, Jim just don't. He don't want to move too fast. Okay, he's just trying to take it slow, one day at a time. Listen, okay. We always talk about life goes at its own pace. He's trying to see something. I know. Look, and we talked about track records. We talked about Ray J's track records, right? You know, he's got a pattern, and then we throw sex red in there. Now one of these things is not like the other. Given Ciara's track record with men, and then you go to Russell Wilson. Okay, now those two things don't jive. But now she's a subject matter expert, and she's trying to like, come on, man. But I understand she could have just slipped Ciara's prayer in his pocket and didn't say nothing. She could have just slipped it in his pocket and moved on, you know? Oh, why didn't she? Here's the question. Would she, if it was his girl at the show doing the interview, would she have asked him, why are you still with Jim? Why he not marrying you yet? I don't think she would have did that. I don't think she would have pulled up on Jim Jones' I can't say his wife, but his life partner.
Life partner? It's respectable.
And asked her, you know, why you guys aren't getting married, or what's the deal? You know, maybe slip Ciara prayer in her pocket. Maybe that would have been the appropriate place to put that. You know. But yeah, that being to the larger point, people do get out of pocket asking you like super personal questions about, hey, well, when you gonna do this? When you gonna bring somebody home, or when you having a baby, or when you buying a house? You're like, I don't know. When you gonna stop cheating on your wife? Like, I don't know. You just people. There's no clapback in there. I think it's not. That may be the origin of trolling. Your family asking you inappropriate, super personal questions. So, you know, while it's a valid question, that was not the forum or the venue for it. Just slip the Ciara's prayer in people's pockets here when you want to give them unsolicited relationship advice. You know,
it's funny. You mentioned Ciara's prayer about 5 times.
Hella times.
He did.
And I remember thinking, because I wrote it down in my notes, I'm like, I'm going to mention Ciara's prayer, right? But the one way that you didn't mention it was what I think the real problem is here, right? Ciara, as a, let's say, C-list pop star once upon a time, who went through things and lucked up with finding a guy who was willing to put her on a pedestal because he was a cornball and had a couple of dollars, right? Right?
Oh,
right.
So she has this Ciara's prayer thing, so much so that Delvin mentioned it 5 times, right? Right. But what happened was she started drinking her own Kool-Aid. Like, she started thinking that, oh my God, because I somehow magically was connected to God through the shimmy of my shoulders and my hips, was able to conjure up Russell. So now, to Delvin's point, I'm a subject matter expert. Nah, shawty, you got lucky. You know what I'm saying?
Lucky.
Like, so now, for you to go into Jim Jones, who is a gangster personified through hip hop, OG, minding his good, clean business. And you have the temerity, the audacity, the gall to interrupt his good, clean business because you happen to be in a good relationship. I hate niggas like y'all, right? Because guess what? I'm in a good relationship, but I also understand that sometimes you got to carry that shit a certain type of way, because you could be the type of nigga who think that you're better than other people because you happen to be in a better relationship than them. You don't know what the fuck they got going on. The fuck? Just because life happened to work out for you does not now all of a sudden give you license to do that shit. If she had the conversation behind closed doors, cool. If that's something she would have pulled him to the side, cool. But what she did spoke to a certain level of arrogance, which goes back to the Ciara's prayer. She think that because other single, lonely, hopeful ass women use her song as a siren to hopefully luck up like she did, that somehow gives her a degree or some type of credibility to sit there and interrupt Jim Jones and his conversation. Girl, bye. Right? This is the reason why niggas don't like Russell, because we feel like he empowered your bird ass to do shit like this. Okay? That's not me saying that. I'm just channeling the voice of the internet, because she gave them an example for why niggas don't like her and don't like him. Right? because, my God, I wish my wife would have done some bird ass shit like that. We would have had to talk about it when we got back to the crib. So in conclusion, for those of y'all who didn't catch my drift here, mind your fucking business. You know what I'm saying? Especially y'all who are doing well. I try to have empathy to understand I'm fortunate. You can't be like, I'm fortunate, and then expect everybody to be in your situation. That doesn't make any sense, right? And what works for you does not work for everybody, right? There's a lot of niggas in Russell's position you would have not worked for. You dig? So just be happy, be humble. You know what I'm saying? And mind your fucking business. And that goes to family members who ain't paying no goddamn bills, who ain't contributing to how the fuck you live. It is okay if you're contributing to my household, to my livelihood, if you are in my business a little bit. Let my son get ready to get married. He expect me to pay for it a little bit. Yeah, nigga, it's my business too. The fuck we talking about? But if you ain't doing none of those things, mind your fucking business. The
you
fuck
heard
are we
it here
talking
first,
about?
folks.
So, if you paid, you can wait. If you paid, okay, cool. You know, can I show y'all a story? Can I show y'all a quick story?
Story time.
Okay, go ahead.
And rest his soul, my father-in-law, I love him. He was a great man, right? Bishop and everything, right? But when me and my wife was getting ready to get married, he wanted to have more say in like the wedding situation because he was a bishop and he was a pastor. So it's almost like because, you know, she was a woman, he wanted to leverage that. And I had to have a conversation with him and be like, hey, bro, like I respect it. But no. You know, like if that meant that you got to do what you do over there, I respect it. And I respected it 1000%. And I feel like he had to respect me too. But if you have money involved, I get why you feel like you should have a say. So I hate when black people be like, oh, they got a handout and they want you to not have a say. Let me be clear. My money comes with a say. Okay.
Yes.
Maybe that's just conservative for me. Maybe that's me in my conservative bag. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna conserve my money. Well, go ahead.
Like, no, we got to have the collection box. If you want to contribute to some of these bills, man, we'll hear you out. That's all good.